good for you. Good for you. So you started taking trucks. So now, tell us, kind of give us the history of Wow Trucks, because I know of the calendar. I know of some people that were involved with it, but you've taken it to a new level where I'm really seeing a lot of it now. And you've got some new services we're going to talk about in a few minutes, but tell us kind of the history. When did you start? You started 2007 or 8.
It was the first calendar.
And then what was the focus of it? Like, was it just cool trucks or what?
It was cool trucks and cool people. So, and really my career at Shell launched it because as I worked for Shell for 15 years, my last role was marketing manager for Rotella Tea. And this is not an official ad for the product, although it's great. But Rotella has this Super Rigs calendar down south.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And so the drivers would always come to me and say, Dave, we need, there's occasionally a Canadian truck in that calendar. So they don't totally exclude us, but can you arrange for a Rotella North calendar? And just that wasn't going to happen given the circumstances. And so when I left Shell and I met Donna and I started photography, it was like, how do I stay connected with transport? Because that's the only industry I ever served for those 15 years. And actually it was a conversation with Mike Motor Rosenau, the first truck in there, and it just kind of launched that idea. And so kudos to Motor, and it started the calendar. So that's kind of where it was born. And at the beginning, it really was just the calendar, and it's grown to be so much more. But and the calendar continues. But that's how it started. So
now, how do you know who to go to? Like, there's only 12. Maybe 13 if you count the cover spots in the calendar, and I know the same as you that there's thousands of truckers around the world, so around the country. So how do you decide, or how is there a submission process? How do people get into you interviewing them?
I love it because it's recently changed, and COVID for all its nasties can be good. If it forces change on you, that you start to realize, hey, this might be the way to do it. And I've been doing it not optimally for all these years. And so for most of the times it was, winners at various truck shows across the country. And so, Sparta National, Fergus Truck Show, Rodeo de Camion, Pro Trucker Weekends out here in Alberta and British Columbia. And so those were the majority of the trucks, or just cool stories that I heard. Some people that I encountered and then just loved who they were. And just included them in the calendar. Now it's official because obviously truck shows are not full bore in these years. But on our Facebook page, we run a photo contest every month. So it's the last week or 9 days of every month. And I post the post, invite people to comment with a photo of their truck. And at 10 p.m. at the end of the month, the last day of the month, whether it's the 31st or the 30th, the cutoff is, and the truck with the most likes, loves, marks to it is the winner. And we've now got some people behind it, so they win some prizes. They become the banner image for the Wow Trucks Facebook page for the next month. And they win a spot in the next year's calendar, which in this case will be 2022. So every single month, there's a contest that goes on, and I'll let Canada decide who they want in Canada. Hello and welcome to the Wow Show, an hour full of stories from and for truck drivers on the road. We're going to have fun saying thank you for who you are and what you do as drivers. And we're going to talk to some people who know their stuff so that we can learn more. My name is David Benjatschek. I'm your host. Let's get started.